Hi, welcome back to the Full-Time Whistle. Today we've got something a little bit different to the usual podcast, and we're going to be picking the best all-time Premier League 11 chosen by you all on Twitter. So in the last week, Joe's been putting out some tweets and some polls asking for your favourite all-time Premier League 11 from the goalkeeper through the defence, midfield, and the strikers. And you've all been voting, and now I'm going to try and guess what you all chose.
Right, so before we get actually into picking them, if you want to take part in these challenges and games that we put on our Twitter, follow us on Twitter, Full-Time Whistle or at WhistleFull. So at WhistleFull, if you want to play any of these games, we're going to post. I'm going to try and do something weekly just to keep you guys entertained. So back to the formation. So standard 4-4-2, pretty simple. That's everyone's go-to formation. Goalkeeper: Peter Schmeichel, Petr Cech, Edward van der Sar, and Alisson Becker.
For me, Alisson's not been in the Premier League long enough, so I don't think he's anywhere near.
I can say Alisson got 0% of the votes, so that's correct.
Yeah, of course. My favourite is Petr Cech, but that's because I'm quite fond of Chelsea. But I don't think he's been chosen. And then it's basically the tie between the two probably best Man United goalkeepers of all time, isn't it? Really. So I think more of a household name is Peter Schmeichel. So I'm going to go for Peter Schmeichel.
Okay, let's see who it is. It's Schmeichel, taking 50% of the votes. Your second favourite was Petr Cech at 46%. Van der Sar only got 4% of the votes.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
So I'm on 100% so far.
100% so far. Right, let's move to left back. I think this is the easiest one out there. Ashley Cole, Andy Robertson, Patrick Evra, or Dennis Irvine. Or Irvine.
No debate, Ashley Cole.
You'll be surprised. Not really. 81% of the votes goes to Ashley Cole. But
obviously.
Unfortunately, Cole doesn't have a FIFA card. So we could click the guy who plays for Wigan, but I'm going to click this guy down here because it's a centre back and we get a bit more chemistry with him at the back. Moving on.
And he'll be happy to get into the Premier League all 11.
Exactly.
I'm sure.
Exactly. That is probably the only Premier League appearance he'll ever make. Moving on to our centre backs. So we've got. I've not done two separate ones. I'm just going to pick the top two that were voted. So we've got John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Virgil van Dijk, and Vidic.
I mean, Van Dijk. He's good, isn't he? Obviously, he's really good.
I would say he's the best in the world right now.
Right now, but was he? He's not an all-time great, I would think.
I don't think he's had long enough in the Premier League to say he's the best. Personally.
Rio Ferdinand was good, but I don't think...
I'd say Vidic was better than Ferdinand.
I'm going to go with Vidic and Terry. I think they're brick walls in centre-back.
Well, I can tell you got one right and one wrong. So Terry was correct, but Ferdinand gets the second spot.
Wow.
Which is quite surprising. I would have gone for Vidic and Terry, personally. But also Terry doesn't have a card on FIFA. So we're going to have... We'll put Sterry in, because it's similar. It's similar. We'll edit this.
Similar Terry. Sterry.
We'll edit this afterwards. We'll put a Terry card in there. Or a picture of Terry's face. Or a picture of Wayne Bridges' face, because that's what he likes.
Well, we'll have Terry coming on in full kit.
Yeah, I'll let you be in charge of that. Right back. So we've got Gary Neville, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Loren, or Lee Dixon.
I think no one has ever heard of Lee Dixon playing football. They just think he's an ITV pundit. So I'm going to rule him out.
But he is an Arsenal legend, though, Lee Dixon is.
Yeah, but it depends who's been voting on this Twitter poll. If it's a bunch of 5-year-olds, they won't have ever heard of him. So it
It's a
depends.
good
It depends
point.
who's been on.
Yeah, but then again, if it's a bunch of 5-year-olds, they're all going to pick Alexander Arnold.
That's also true. So I'm not going to base my
But just
my
based on
vote on.
what's our target audience.
Yeah, I'm not going to base it on a bunch of 5-year-olds. So I think it's got to be Gary Neville, hasn't it?
That is
Gotta be.
correct.
Yes.
Well, I thought Gary Neville had a FIFA card. Turns out he doesn't. So we'll have this geezer, 64 rated. Neville, welcome to the team.
Welcome, Neville.
Neville. Right. Left mid. Controversial. Very controversial. Ryan Giggs, Hazard, John Barnes, or Raheem Sterling.
Well, I don't think John Barnes, because people just think he's a rapper.
That's correct, because he got 0 votes. 0.
Sterling has not really done enough for me, I don't think, to make it into an all-time Premier League 11.
Good player. Very good player, though. I do rate Sterling.
Good player.
Inconsistent at times.
I think Giggs, just for his hairy chest, should be in there, but I think everyone's voted for Hazard.
You would be correct. So Eden Hazard takes it with 55% of the vote. Giggs with 41. Raheem Sterling with a miserable 4. And John Barnes with nothing. Absolute zilch.
There you go.
Has he got a left midfield card for chemistry? No, so we'll just have his left mid. We'll have his. Oh, that is a left mid card. Never mind. Right. The big one. Centre midfield. Scholes, Gerrard, or Lampard. And I've put someone in there who I think deserves to be in there, and it's David Silva.
So you think that David Silva deserves to be in there, so I'm going to say he got 0%.
That would be correct.
Yeah.
But I think he does.
I don't know how I managed to guess that.
I think Silva deserves to be in there.
Yeah, he was good.
He still is.
No, he's not all time. He's not on the level as Gerrard, Lampard, and Scholes.
True.
I think. I don't. I want to say Gerrard is in that, but I don't think he will be because people just remember him for his slip and not how good he was. But I don't think Lampard is as good as Scholes. Though I do like Lampard. So I'm going to say Gerrard and Scholes.
Well, you are 50% correct. So this is the one you got correct, which is Paul Scholes.
Ooh.
And you picked Gerrard, which is incorrect. So it is Lampard who has made it. But what is even more shocking, in the votes, Scholes and Lampard both got 46% and Gerrard got 8%. I really did not think it'd go that way.
That was like a landslide.
I thought Gerrard would have done so much better. So much better.
Interesting stuff.
Right, moving on to right mid. So you've got CR7, Beckham, Freddie Ljungberg, or Mo Salah. Difficult one.
I don't think it's that difficult.
Yeah, but are
Cristiano
you basing that on now or at time in the Premier League?
See, that's the thing. I'm going on what I think people have chosen on Twitter. And I don't think they've based it on his Premier League performances. So I'm going to say Cristiano Ronaldo.
So that's correct. I'll tell you that. That is correct. But what would your opinion be?
I think Beckham probably.
Beckham, that's brave. We'll have his right wing version. We'll change to a right mid and bump that chemistry up. Gotta bump the chemistry up. Right. So this is actually the last one because again I've just done one poll for the 2 strikers and just picked the top 2. So we've got Drogba, Thierry Henry, Alan Shearer, or Harry Kane.
Oh, okay.
I think one is easy, and then the second one is a difficult decision to make.
Well, how long did he have the record as the all-time Premier League goal scorer?
He still does. And I guess we're
He's
talking
still
about
got it.
Alan Shearer. Yeah, he's still got it.
I thought he'd been overtaken.
Nah,
So
I don't.
yeah,
I'm pretty
if
sure
he's
he's
still
still
got it,
got
then
it.
well, I'm going to go with Alan
It
Shearer.
has to be Alan
Is in
Shearer.
there.
It has to be. And I'll say this: this got the most votes out of all of it. It got 73 votes, and he's got 73% of the vote, which is ridiculous.
And then it comes down to the next three, and I think here you've kind of got three different types of striker, haven't you? Really?
For me, I think it's going to be Henry. That's what I would pick. Because Drogba, if you look at his goal scoring record, it's not the best.
I mean, I would go with Henry because I like that type of that flair player and that. If you take
He had
out
everything.
handball.
He had everything. Drogba, though, there's nobody I'd want in a big game more than Drogba. Drogba was your
He
big
just
game
pointed himself
player.
about.
Champions League, he scored an own goal, and he scored a goal in the final. I think he scored an own goal. No, he gave away a penalty. He gave away the penalty against Bayern Munich, didn't he? Scored a header
And I
to
mean,
take it to extra
Kane.
time, and then he scored the winning penalty.
Which is all you want.
Kane,
Get stuff about.
young still. At 2018 World Cup, he got the Golden Boot, even though he went missing after the group stage. Should have squared it to Sterling, but didn't. So for me, just on that, he's gone. Not for me, no.
Yeah, that ruined my summer.
It did.
From that point on.
Ruined my life.
I'm going to go with on. It's all gone downhill since summer 2018.
I mean, look at what we're in now. Jesus.
Exactly. I think I'm going with Henry.
You with Henry?
I am
You ready?
locked in.
Henry is correct. I've spelt it wrong.
Yes.
I spelt it wrong. Here we go. Yeah, for God's sake. Thierry Henry, 95 rated on FIFA. His prime on.
Of course.
So, I'll go with the rest of the results for that category. Henry got 16%, Drogba got 11%, and Kane got 0%.
Wow.
I
That
mean,
just proves it, doesn't it?
I think that's quite a shocking... There's been some shocking picks. There's not as in, like, awful picks, but as in, like, actually, I'm surprised that...
It's the vote shares, isn't it?
It is. I mean,
Just...
I really thought Gerrard would be in there rather than Scholes.
Maybe we've just got a load of Man U followers.
Potentially. All of the 17 followers are Man U fans.
That's very true.
But
That's
then
very
again,
true.
Vidic didn't make it and Terry did. And I really... No, and Rio... To be fair though, Rio Ferdinand made it. I thought it would have been Terry and Vidic.
Yeah. That was interesting.
I mean, for straight away, I knew Shearer would be up there. But you could argue Lineker over Henry. But I'd probably still choose Henry, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Just for the sheer goal scored.
Based on Twitter, I think people chose Ronaldo just because it's Ronaldo, rather than...
Yeah.
Because you've got to think Ronaldo was, what? I think, what year did he leave? 2009, 2010? Was that the season he left? Somewhere like
I think
that.
you're right there, yeah.
Which is relatively recent in terms compared to David Beckham. I mean, at that point, Beckham left Real Madrid for LA Galaxy. Whereas Ronaldo left Real Madrid for Juventus.
Yeah.
So, but...
Although they're at different stages of their career.
Worthy. Same, similar ages.
Yeah, but Ronaldo's not really finished scoring goals, has he yet?
Although, there is one vote I left out. And that is, who would your manager be? There's only one person it could be. That's why I didn't do it. For me, there's only one person. Only one person it could possibly be.
Ole is. I,
Ole
shall we go say at the same
Ole
time?
Gunnar Solskjaer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
What?
Not really. No, Paul George.
Okay, we'll say at
Paul
the same
George.
time. What?
Paul George.
Who? Who?
Exactly. The one that got Derby relegated.
Neil Warnock. What?
Nah.
One that got Notts County promoted.
Ready.
Okay, we'll say at the same time. Ready? 3, 2, 1. So Alex
Fergie. Well, I said Fergie. I'm not saying his whole name. But yeah, it has to be. So, I mean, you could argue Arsene Wenger and Jose Mourinho, but it has to be Alex Ferguson. Nobody can deny that.
Just for the sheer amount of time spent in that.
Nobody. I mean, I'd even put Rafa Benitez up there. He did bits at Liverpool.
But Fergie. Just everything about Fergie. He used to rile people up, get in their head.
To say he was going to get sacked in his first season, look what he accomplished.
If only.
Just imagine if he did. There'd be no Man United fans in London.
There's no Man United fans in the world.
Oh dear, right, so that is your all-time Premier League 11. If you can still see this Cole, Sterry and Neville, you can tell we're lazy. But hopefully there should be actual either cards or their faces should have changed to the actual players. And I'm going to leave Kieran to do that.
Thanks.
So, cheers,
They're not going to change.
Cheers, Kaz. Right. Thank you all for watching. If you've watched it this far, please drop a like. Also, click the subscribe and the notification bell. I'm also going to put an add-on up around now so that you can follow us on Twitter so that you can take part in all these little games. If you're outraged that Rio Ferdinand made it into the PL11 because his dancing was atrocious when he scored his first goal, or his dancing in a play was atrocious. So, and you want Vidic up there, you could have had your say, but you didn't. So, you need to follow us. Honestly, it's great. 17 followers and counting. So,
Get involved in it.
Get involved. Get involved. So, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.